4 months ago, I was watching my hair fall out at an alarming rate. Every time I ran my hands through my hair, I'd count 10, 15, sometimes 20 hairs coming out. My shower drain was constantly clogged. My pillow had hair all over it in the morning. And when I looked in the mirror under bright light, I could see my scalp showing through in areas that used to be thick. I was 32 years old and genuinely panicking about going bald. Today, 4 months later, my hair loss has completely stopped. Not slowed down, stopped. I'm shedding maybe 5 to 10 hairs per day, which is completely normal. My hair feels thicker, looks fuller, and when I compare photos from 4 months ago to now, the difference is undeniable. I didn't get a hair transplant. I didn't spend thousands of dollars. I implemented a comprehensive hair care routine that addresses hair loss from every possible angle, and I stuck to it religiously for 4 months. I'm going to give you the exact routine I followed. Every single thing I did in the order I did it, with the specific products and techniques that worked. This isn't some miracle cure or secret hack. It's a systematic, science-based approach that requires consistency and discipline. But if you're willing to put in the work, this routine can transform your hair the same way it transformed mine. Before we get into the routine itself, I need to set realistic expectations. If you're significantly bald, if you've been losing hair for 10 years and have large areas of complete baldness, this routine probably won't give you a full head of hair. It's not magic. But if you're in the early to moderate stages of hair loss, if you still have hair in the areas that are thinning, this approach can stop your hair loss and help you recover density. That's what happened for me, and that's what I've seen happen for others who've followed similar protocols. The key insight that changed everything for me was understanding that hair loss is multifactorial. It's not just about DHT. It's not just about genetics. It's about inflammation, circulation, nutrition, scalp health, stress, and a dozen other factors all working together. Most people try to address one or two factors and wonder why they're not getting results. I addressed all of them simultaneously, and that's why I saw such dramatic improvement in just 4 months. Let me break down the exact routine. I'm going to give you my morning routine, my evening routine, my weekly treatments, my diet changes, my supplement stack, and the lifestyle modifications I made. This is comprehensive, so pay attention. You don't need to implement everything at once, but the more elements you include, the better your results will be. My morning routine starts the moment I wake up, and before I even get out of bed, I do 5 minutes of scalp massage. I keep my phone next to my bed with a timer set. I use my fingertips to massage my entire scalp with firm pressure, using circular motions and really moving the scalp tissue. I hit every area, the hairline, the temples, the crown, the sides, even the back of my head. This morning massage serves multiple purposes. It improves blood flow to the follicles, it reduces scalp tension, and it's a consistent way to start the day that sets the tone for taking care of my hair. After my morning massage, I get up and drink a large glass of water with a squeeze of lemon. Hydration is crucial for hair health, and starting the day with water helps flush out toxins and support circulation. I also take my morning supplements with this water, which I'll detail later. I don't wash my hair every morning. I wash 3 times per week, which I'll explain in detail. On non-wash days, my morning hair routine is simple. I might dampen my hair slightly to style it, but I don't apply any product. I keep it minimal. The goal is to not disrupt my scalp's natural balance on days when I'm not cleansing. On wash days, my morning shower routine is very specific. I start by thoroughly wetting my hair with lukewarm water, not hot. Hot water stimulates excess sebum production and can irritate the scalp. I spend a full minute just letting the water run through my hair, opening up the follicles and preparing my scalp for cleansing. I use a ketoconazole shampoo 2%, which requires a prescription in most places, but is absolutely worth getting. Ketoconazole is an antifungal that also has anti-inflammatory and anti-androgenic properties. Studies have shown it can be as effective as minoxidil 2% for hair growth. I apply about a nickel-sized amount to my scalp, not my hair, and I massage it in thoroughly for about 2 minutes. The key is to let it sit. I leave the ketoconazole on my scalp for a full 5 minutes while I wash the rest of my body. This contact time is important for the active ingredients to work. After rinsing out the ketoconazole thoroughly, I follow up with a gentle pH balanced conditioner, but only on the lengths of my hair, not on my scalp. I used to make the mistake of conditioning my scalp, which just made it oilier and created buildup. The conditioner is just for the hair strands to prevent them from getting dry and brittle. I rinse everything out completely with lukewarm water, then finish with a 30-second cold water rinse. The cold water improves circulation, closes the hair cuticle, and leaves my hair looking shinier and healthier. It's uncomfortable, but it works. After showering, I gently pat my hair dry with a towel. I don't rub aggressively because that can damage hair and cause breakage. Once my hair is damp, not soaking wet, I apply my topical treatment. This is a custom compounded solution that contains 0.1% finasteride, 7% minoxidil, and 0.01% tretinoin. I use 1 milliliter applied directly to my scalp in the areas where I was thinning, the hairline, temples, and crown. I massage the solution in for about a minute to help with absorption. Then I let it air dry. I don't use a blow dryer on high heat because that can degrade the active ingredients and irritate the scalp. And if I'm in a hurry, I'll use a blow dryer on the cool setting, but usually I just let it dry naturally. The topical solution is the pharmaceutical backbone of my routine. The finasteride blocks DHT locally in the scalp without causing the systemic side effects that oral finasteride can cause. The minoxidil improves blood flow and stimulates follicles. The tretinoin enhances absorption of the other ingredients and promotes scalp health. This combination is more effective than any single ingredient alone. That's my morning routine on wash days. On non-wash days, I skip the shower routine, but I still do my 5-minute scalp massage first thing in the morning. That's non-negotiable. Every single day starts with scalp massage. My evening routine is where I really focus on recovery and repair. After dinner, I do another scalp massage session, this time for 15 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, but this is where the real magic happens. I'm spending a total of 20 minutes per day on scalp massage, and I genuinely believe this is one of the main reasons I saw such fast results. For my evening massage, I use a specific technique. I start at my hairline and work backwards using firm pressure with my fingertips. I do small circular motions. Then I do stretching motions where I press down and move my fingers in opposite directions to stretch the scalp tissue. I'm trying to improve scalp mobility and reduce chronic tension. I spent extra time on the areas where I was thinning, really working to improve circulation to those follicles. About 3 times per week during my evening routine, I apply rosemary oil mixed with a carrier oil before my massage. I use about 5 drops of pure rosemary essential oil mixed with a tablespoon of jojoba oil. Studies have shown that rosemary oil can be as effective as minoxidil 2% for hair growth, and the massage helps work it into the scalp. I let this sit on my scalp for at least an hour. Sometimes I'll even sleep with it on and wash it out the next morning. My evening supplement routine is simple. I take magnesium glycinate before bed because it helps with sleep quality and stress management. both of which are crucial for hair health. I also take an omega-3 supplement with dinner because I don't eat fish every day, and the anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3s are important for reducing scalp inflammation. Before bed, I make sure my hair is completely dry. I never go to sleep with damp hair because that creates an environment where bacteria and fungi can thrive. I sleep on a silk pillowcase to reduce friction and breakage. It's a small thing, but every detail matters when you're trying to optimize for hair growth. Now let's talk about my weekly treatments, because this is where I added some more intensive interventions. Once per week, on Sunday evenings, I do a derma rolling session. I use a derma roller with 1 millimeter needles. I roll vertically, horizontally, and diagonally across my entire scalp, going over each area about 4 to 5 times. I apply enough pressure that I feel it, but not so much that I'm causing bleeding. Some redness is normal and expected. The derma rolling creates micro injuries that trigger wound healing responses. This includes increased blood flow, collagen production, and growth factor release. Multiple studies have shown that derma rolling combined with minoxidil is significantly more effective than minoxidil alone. I do my derma rolling session in the evening, and I don't apply any topical treatments on that day. I wait 24 hours after derma rolling before I apply my finasteride and minoxidil solution again, because you don't want increased systemic absorption right after creating micro wounds. Once per week, usually on Wednesday evenings, I do a scalp treatment mask. I make my own using ingredients that have research supporting their use for hair health. My go-to recipe is 2 tablespoons of raw honey, 1 tablespoon of castor oil, and a few drops of peppermint essential oil. I apply this mixture to my scalp, massage it in thoroughly, then leave it on for an hour before washing it out. Honey has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. Castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, which has been shown to promote hair growth. Peppermint oil increases blood flow and has been shown in studies to promote hair growth. This weekly treatment helps keep my scalp healthy, balanced, and creates an environment that supports hair growth. I also make sure to wash my pillowcase twice per week. This might seem excessive, but your pillowcase accumulates oils, dead skin cells, and bacteria. If you're doing all this work to improve your scalp health, sleeping on a dirty pillowcase undermines your efforts. I keep several silk pillowcases in rotation, so I always have a clean one available. Now let's talk about diet, because what you eat has a massive impact on hair health. When I started this routine 4 months ago, I also cleaned up my diet significantly. I'm not going to pretend this was easy, but it was necessary. I eliminated all processed foods and refined sugars. These are highly inflammatory and create blood sugar spikes that can negatively impact hair follicles. I cut out seed oils like canola, soybean, and corn oil, replacing them with olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil for cooking. I reduced my alcohol intake to 1 or 2 drinks per week maximum, because alcohol is inflammatory and impairs nutrient absorption. I increased my protein intake significantly. Hair is made of keratin, which is a protein. If you're not eating enough protein, your body will prioritize other tissues over your hair. I aim for at least 120 grams of protein per day. I eat eggs for breakfast most mornings. Have a protein-rich lunch with chicken, fish, or beef, and include protein in my dinner as well. If I'm short on protein for the day, I'll have a protein shake. I eat a large serving of vegetables with lunch and dinner. I focus on colorful vegetables because they're high in antioxidants that combat oxidative stress. Spinach, kale, bell peppers, broccoli, carrots. These are staples in my diet now. I also eat berries regularly because they're packed with antioxidants and have anti-inflammatory properties. I make sure I'm eating adequate healthy fats. Omega-3 fatty acids are crucial for reducing inflammation and supporting scalp health. I eat fatty fish like salmon or sardines at least twice per week. I eat a handful of walnuts or almonds daily. I use olive oil liberally on salads and vegetables. These fats are essential for hormone production and cellular health. I drink a lot of water. I aim for at least 3 liters per day, more if I'm exercising heavily. Proper hydration is essential for nutrient transport to follicles and for removing waste products. Your hair follicles need a constant supply of nutrients delivered through blood, and that requires adequate hydration. I completely eliminated foods that I identified as personal triggers. For me, dairy and gluten seem to correlate with increased scalp itching and inflammation. I did an elimination experiment where I cut them out for a month, then reintroduced them one at a time. When I ate dairy, my scalp would get itchier within a day or two. Same with gluten. So I've kept both out of my diet and my scalp health has been much better. As a result, your trigger foods might be different. Some people react to nightshades, soy eggs, or other foods. The only way to know is to experiment. But I will say that the most common inflammatory foods are refined sugar, processed foods, seed oils, alcohol, dairy, and gluten. Reducing or eliminating these is a good starting point for most people. Let me break down my supplement stack because strategic supplementation filled in nutritional gaps and supported my hair recovery. Every morning with breakfast, I take a high-quality multivitamin to cover my bases. I use one that's specifically formulated for men and has good bioavailable forms of vitamins and minerals. I take 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily. I had my levels tested and I was deficient, which is common. Vitamin D is important for immune function and has anti-inflammatory effects. Some research suggests it plays a role in follicle cycling. I pair this with vitamin K2 for proper calcium metabolism. I take 25 milligrams of zinc glycinate daily. Zinc is crucial for hair growth and many men are deficient. However, you need to be careful not to overdo zinc because too much can cause problems. 25 milligrams is a safe, effective dose. Zinc supports immune function, helps with DHT metabolism, and is involved in protein synthesis. I take 3 to 5 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily from a high-quality fish oil supplement. This provides EPA and DHA, which are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. They reduce systemic inflammation, support cardiovascular health, and create a better environment for hair growth. I take 5,000 micrograms of biotin daily. While biotin deficiency is rare, supplementation can improve hair thickness and quality. It's water soluble, so excess is excreted, making it very safe. Many men report improvements in hair and nail quality from biotin supplementation. I take 500 milligrams of saw palmetto extract daily. This is a natural 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, meaning it blocks the conversion of testosterone to DHT. It's not as powerful as finasteride, but it provides an additional layer of DHT blocking without side effects. Studies have shown saw palmetto can improve hair growth in men with androgenetic alopecia. I take 1000 milligrams of methyl sulfonyl methane or MSM daily. MSM is a sulfur compound that supports keratin production and has anti-inflammatory properties. Some studies suggest it can improve hair growth and thickness. It's also good for joint health, so there are additional benefits. In the evening, I take 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, including those related to hair growth. It also helps with sleep quality and stress management. Most men are deficient in magnesium, so supplementation is beneficial for overall health and hair. I cycle in other supplements periodically. I'll do a month of N-acetylcysteine for its antioxidant and detoxification benefits. I'll use a liver support supplement containing milk thistle for a month to support healthy hormone metabolism. I've experimented with collagen peptides and found they improved my hair texture. The key is not to take everything at once, but to have a solid foundation and then add targeted supplements as needed. Now let's talk about lifestyle factors, because these matter just as much as the topical treatments and diet. Stress management became a huge priority for me. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which can push hair follicles into a resting phase and cause shedding. I implemented daily stress management practices. Every morning, I do 10 minutes of meditation using a simple breathing app. This helps me start the day calm and centered. I also make time for activities I enjoy, whether that's reading, spending time outdoors, or working on hobbies. I set boundaries with work to prevent burnout. I learned to say no to commitments that would overload my schedule. Sleep became non-negotiable. I aim for 8 hours every night. I keep my room cool and dark. I avoid screens for an hour before bed, and I maintain a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends. During sleep, your body does most of its repair and regeneration. Hair follicles are actively dividing and growing during sleep. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours, you're not giving your body enough time to properly maintain your hair. Exercise is part of my daily routine. I do resistance training 4 days per week and some form of cardio on the other days, even if it's just a long walk. Exercise improves circulation throughout your body, including your scalp. It helps regulate hormones, reduces stress, and improves insulin sensitivity. All of these factors support hair health. I quit all nicotine and minimized alcohol consumption. If you smoke or vape, stopping should be your number one priority. Nicotine constricts blood vessels and reduces blood flow to your scalp. The research is clear that smoking accelerates hair loss. Alcohol is inflammatory and interferes with nutrient absorption and hormone metabolism. Limiting it to special occasions is best for your hair. I'm very careful about what I put on my hair. I don't use styling products with harsh chemicals. I avoid anything with sulfates, parabens, or synthetic fragrances. When I do style my hair, I use minimal product and I make sure to wash it out regularly. I don't use heat styling tools. I let my hair air dry and I keep my hairstyle simple and natural. I protect my hair from sun damage. I wear a hat when I'm going to be in intense sun for extended periods. UV radiation causes oxidative damage to both your scalp and your hair. If I'm at the beach or doing outdoor activities, I apply a leave-in product with UV protection or I cover my head. Now let's talk about tracking, because this was crucial for staying motivated and making adjustments. I took detailed photos every 2 weeks from the same angles in the same lighting. I have photos of my hairline from the front, my temples from the side, and my crown from above. These photos provided objective evidence of my progress. At first, I didn't see much change. The first month was mostly about stopping the excessive shedding. By week 6, I noticed my daily hair loss had decreased significantly. By month 2, my hair felt thicker and healthier. By month 3, I could see in my photos that my hairline was filling in slightly and my crown looked denser. By month 4, the improvement was undeniable. I also tracked my daily hair shedding. I counted the hairs I lost when I washed my hair and when I brushed my hair. At the beginning, I was losing 60 to 80 hairs per day, which is above the normal range. Within 6 weeks, that dropped to 20 to 30 per day. Now, I am consistently in the 5 to 15 range, which is completely normal and healthy. I used an app to scan my hair and track density changes over time. Being able to see objective data showing that my hair density was improving kept me motivated during the times when I wasn't sure if it was working. Having numbers and measurements removes the emotional roller coaster of trying to assess your hair in the mirror every day. The tracking also helped me identify what was working and what wasn't. For example, I initially tried using oral minoxidil, but I started getting heart palpitations. I stopped it and switched to the topical formulation. The tracking showed that I continued to improve on topical, so I knew I didn't need the oral version. Without systematic tracking, I wouldn't have been able to make these informed decisions. Let me address some common questions and concerns. First, is this routine expensive? The most expensive component is the custom topical solution with finasteride, minoxidil, and tretinoin. That costs me about $70 per month from an online compounding pharmacy. The supplements run about $60 per month if you buy quality versions. The ketoconazole shampoo is about $15 per bottle and lasts 6 weeks. So you're looking at roughly $150 per month all in. That's not cheap, but it's far less expensive than a hair transplant, which costs thousands of dollars. And it's addressing the root cause of the hair loss, not just moving hair around. If budget is tight, you can start with the most important elements: the topical treatment, the scalp massage, and the diet changes. Then add other components as you can afford them. Second, can you do this routine without the prescription topical? You can, but your results will probably be slower and less dramatic. The topical finasteride and minoxidil are doing heavy lifting in terms of blocking DHT and stimulating growth. If you can't or won't use them, focus heavily on the natural DHT blockers like saw palmetto, the scalp massage, derma rolling, rosemary oil, and diet optimization. Some men get good results with just natural approaches, but it typically takes longer. Third, will this routine cause side effects? The topical finasteride at the low concentration I'm using has minimal systemic absorption, so side effects are rare. I personally haven't experienced any. The other components of this routine, massage, diet, supplements, lifestyle changes, are all very safe. The main risk is skin irritation from topical products, but that's easily managed by adjusting concentrations or formulations. Fourth, how long do you need to maintain this routine? Indefinitely, or at least as long as you want to keep your hair. Hair loss is a chronic condition. If you stop the interventions that are working, the hair loss will resume. That said, once you build these habits, they become automatic. My routine feels normal now, not like a burden. Fifth, what if you don't see results in 4 months? First, make sure you're being consistent. If you're skipping days, not following the diet changes, or only doing part of the routine, you can't expect great results. Second, consider that your hair loss might be more advanced or aggressive than mine was. You might need to adjust the protocol, perhaps using oral finasteride instead of topical, or adding dutasteride for stronger DHT blocking. Third, make sure you're tracking objectively. Sometimes improvement is happening, but it's so gradual you don't notice it day to day. Photos and measurements remove the guesswork. Let me be really clear about something. This routine requires commitment. It's not a quick fix or a magic bullet. It's 20 minutes of scalp massage per day. It's a strict diet. It's consistent application of treatments. It's lifestyle changes that require discipline. Most guys won't do this. They'll try for a week or two, not see instant results, and give up. But if you're serious about keeping your hair, if you're willing to invest the time and effort, this comprehensive approach works. I'm living proof. 4 months ago, I was losing hair rapidly and panicking. Today, my hair loss has stopped completely and my hair is visibly thicker and healthier. The science supports every element of this routine. Scalp massage improves circulation and reduces tension. Ketoconazole has anti-androgenic and anti-inflammatory effects. Topical finasteride blocks DHT locally. Minoxidil stimulates follicles. Derma rolling triggers growth factors. Rosemary oil has been shown to match minoxidil in studies. Anti-inflammatory diet reduces systemic inflammation. Targeted supplements fill nutritional gaps. Stress management and sleep optimization support overall health and hormone balance. When you combine all of these interventions, you create a synergistic effect where each element enhances the others. The topical treatments work better in a healthy scalp environment created by massage and diet. The natural DHT blockers complement the pharmaceutical ones. The lifestyle factors support everything else you're doing. It's a comprehensive, multi-pronged attack on hair loss from every possible angle. One thing I want to emphasize is the importance of the scalp massage. If I had to pick the single most impactful change I made, it would be the daily 20-minute scalp massage. The research on this is actually impressive. Studies have shown that regular scalp massage can increase hair thickness over time. It improves blood flow, reduces scalp tension, and may even affect gene expression in follicle cells. I genuinely believe that most men could improve their hair just by doing consistent scalp massage, even without any pharmaceutical treatments. Obviously, the results would be better with the full protocol, but if you're scared of medications or you're trying to avoid them, start with scalp massage. 20 minutes per day, every single day for at least 6 months. Track your progress objectively. You might be surprised at what happens. The diet piece is also more important than most people realize. Your hair follicles are some of the most metabolically active cells in your body. They need a constant supply of amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and energy to produce hair. If your diet is garbage, if you're eating inflammatory foods, if you're deficient in key nutrients, your follicles will struggle no matter what topical treatments you use. Think of it this way. The topical treatments are like trying to grow plants in poor soil. You can add fertilizer, but if the soil itself is depleted and toxic, the plants won't thrive. Fixing your diet is like enriching the soil. Everything works better when the foundation is solid. I know this video has been detailed and comprehensive. That's intentional. There are too many vague, surface level videos about hair loss that don't give you actionable information. I wanted to give you the exact protocol I followed with nothing held back. If you implement even half of what I have outlined here, you'll be ahead of 99% of guys trying to address their hair loss. Let me give you a simplified version if the full protocol feels overwhelming. Start with these core elements. Do 20 minutes of scalp massage daily, 10 in the morning and 10 at night. Get a prescription for a topical finasteride and minoxidil solution and use it consistently. Clean up your diet by eliminating processed foods, sugar, and seed oils. Take a good multivitamin, vitamin D, zinc, and omega-3s. Track your progress with photos every 2 weeks. If you do just those things consistently for 4 months, you will see improvement. Then you can add the other elements, the derma rolling, the scalp masks, the additional supplements, the lifestyle optimization. Build the routine progressively rather than trying to do everything at once and burning out. And please track your progress objectively. Use photos in consistent lighting. Use measurements if possible. Use tools that can quantify changes in hair density over time. This removes the emotional guesswork and gives you real data about whether your approach is working. When you can see measurable improvement in your tracking data, it motivates you to stay consistent. And if you're not seeing improvement, it tells you that you need to adjust something. There are apps designed specifically for tracking hair loss progress that use AI to analyze your photos and give you objective metrics on density and coverage changes over time. Using something like HairBuddy can be incredibly valuable because it takes the subjectivity out of the equation. You scan your hair regularly, and the app shows you whether you're making progress, staying stable, or continuing to lose ground. That information is gold when you're trying to figure out if your routine is working. I check my progress scans every month now, and it's reassuring to see that my improvements from the first 4 months have held stable. I'm not continuing to improve dramatically at this point, but I'm maintaining the gains I made, and my hair isn't getting worse. That's the goal. Stop the loss, recover what you can, then maintain it long term. Look, I'm not going to lie to you and say this is easy. It requires discipline, consistency, and patience. There were days during the first 2 months when I wondered if it was worth the effort. I wasn't seeing dramatic changes yet, and I was spending 20 minutes per day massaging my scalp, following a strict diet, and applying treatments religiously. But I stuck with it because I committed to giving it a fair shot for at least 4 months before evaluating, and I'm so glad I did. The difference between where I am now and where I was 4 months ago is night and day. My hair feels alive again. It's thicker, it has more body, it looks healthier. More importantly, I'm not losing it anymore. That constant anxiety about watching my hair disappear is gone. That alone is worth everything I put into this routine. If you're dealing with hair loss, if you're watching your hair thin and feeling helpless, try this routine. Commit to it for 4 months. Don't half-ass it. Do the full protocol or as much of it as you can. Track your progress objectively and see what happens. I think you'll be surprised at what your hair can do when you give it the support it needs. Your hair is worth fighting for, but you have to actually fight. You can't just take a pill and hope for the best. You need a comprehensive strategy that addresses all the factors contributing to your hair loss. That's what this routine does. It's not sexy, it's not easy, but it works. 4 months from now, you could be looking in the mirror at thicker, healthier hair the way I am. Or you could still be watching your hair fall out while you procrastinate and look for easier solutions that don't exist. The choice is yours. I've given you the roadmap. Now you just need to follow it. Start today. Do your first scalp massage session tonight. Clean out the junk food from your kitchen. Order your topical treatment. Take your first progress photos. Make the commitment and then show up every single day for the next 4 months. Your future self with a full head of hair will thank you for it.